So it says at the sea, when the Mitzrayim were chasing after Am Yisrael, there was a lot of fear and panic among the nation, and there was a big debate as who's going. At a certain point, a group wanted to go back to Egypt, another group wanted to fight. There were different opinions as to what to do at that point, but nobody wanted to keep walking forward because it was scary. The sea was in front of them. The Egyptians were behind them. They didn't know what to do. Hashem told them, go into the sea. Keep going forward. Now, the tribes hesitated until one person went through. What was his name? Nachshon ben Aminadav. He went through. He got all the way up. The water got all the way up to his throat, and the sea split, and everybody followed afterward. So, what's the message for us from this? The message seems to be a message of faith. If you walk forward, you keep going forward, and have trust that Hashem's with you, Hashem can split the sea for you in your life. There's a story that I love connected to this from the Dubno, Magid of Dubno. It speaks about a poor person who's walking along the way, doesn't have, homeless. All their possessions they have on them, and they're walking along the way looking for their next station where they're going to lodge for the night. This takes place a while ago. Because from a distance they don't see a car, they see a wagon, because all these stories have to have wagons in them. So they see a wagon from very far away, and they're praying to Hashem. Hashem, please help me. I need a place to stay. I'm tired. I've been walking. I don't have any food. The wagon gets closer and closer, and he sees in the wagon, it's a beautiful wagon filled with riches, and there's a nobleman driving it. And the gentleman who's driving it says, "Why don't you hop on? I'll help you." He's so grateful that his prayers were answered. He got on. He sat on the wagon in the back. He finally was able to rest. Felt so calm and relaxed. They're driving all the way to town, and he was so excited he was going to get there. At a certain point, the nobleman looks back and sees that he's not really relaxed. Like, he's sitting, he's relaxed, but he's not really relaxed. Why? He was still holding on to all of his possessions. And he goes, you know what? You can take a load off. Like, literally, take your load off. Like, put it down. Relax. You're on the wagon. We'll get to where we're going to get to pretty soon. The poor person said, he responded, he goes, I would never want to inconvenience you with the extra weight by taking my weight off my shoulders. I'm going to leave it on here for the rest of the ride. And the driver looked at him, shook his head, thought he was kind of crazy, and just kept driving. Eventually got to town, got off, and went forward. The Magid of Dubno says this is how we sometimes relate to Hashem. We have certain weights, we have things that we're carrying, and indeed, we need to carry them and take care of them. But all the weight is not necessarily fall on our shoulders. There's certain areas we need to turn it over to Hashem. It's complicated to know when our part starts and when it ends, but it definitely doesn't go all the way. There's a lot of room for faith and trust in our decisions and our behaviors and our lives, and really, it's a time that we can just let go. We can do our part. At a certain point, you let go and you let Hashem carry you, because the wagon's going anyway. That's the message of the story. That's the takeaway, I think, from the Shevi'i Shel Pesach, 7th day of Pesach, is that Hashem's guiding our lives. We have to do our part. We have to walk through. But at a certain point, we need to let go and let Hashem guide us and take care of us in our lives.